Hi guys, welcome back to Jalen Creates. I'm Jalen and I Creates, and I'm going to try to make this quick because this is like my 5th time running through this video. So, I wanted to talk about kind of how I'm shifting gears and peeling a little bit away from the idea I had set out for myself based on my New Year's resolution. Sorry, I'm a little hungry. So, for my New Year's resolution, I said I wanted to stash bust my yarn and also finish all of my work in progresses. Do I think that's feasible? No. Do I think stash busting my yarn is feasible? Yes. I don't think I can do all of my work in progresses. I think that's a very big thing, not just in crochet. Like, I have a lot of other ideas that I wanted to get to, but then I didn't want to get to. So there's that. However, I do feel like the whole concept is holding me back a little bit. So instead of such a rigid framework and schedule, I want to change it so that if I feel the desire to make something, I make it if I have the materials. If I don't have the materials, I don't make it. I put it off as a future idea. So right now, I, of course, had the materials to make the v-neck checkered sweater. I wanted to, I made it, and I have enough motivation that I know I'm going to be able to finish it and hopefully have all of the yarn to finish that as well. So that should be good. And I think that's really the way that I'm going to be able to get through to the things I want to do and keep that momentum and that joy in the crafts so that I don't get burnt out by my hobbies, which has happened before, and I just stopped creating for like a while. That's not a great feeling. So I want to finish that sweater in the month of July. Another thing I want to finish in the month of July is Sapphire, the custom doll that I've been working on. If that is all I get to by the end of this month, okay, that's fine. But the other thing I want to start is my crochet Ita bag, and this is purely because the materials for it were partially given to me by someone, by my boyfriend's grandma, and every time I go see them she asks about the bag, and then I can't deal with the asking anymore and being like, oh, but it's been so long, and I'm gonna be like, I'm so busy. I can't keep the same conversation over and over again. Okay, so I'm at the point I just need to do it. Or at least get started on it. By the end of this month, that would be nice, getting started on it and hopefully finishing it in August. And then something else I also want to be working on in August is this gingham shirt that I kind of saw on Pinterest, but I want to make it out of yarn, and it'll be made out of my very, very thin yarns from Baby Bee. Yeah, so I want to do that, and I also want to get started on these celestial things, so making the moon throw pillow and the blankets and the granny squares and the blah 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 blahs, all of that stuff related to that. I want to start, and I think that will take the entire month, possibly going into September. As of September, right? I'll do whatever is left, whatever I have left, I'll turn into scrap projects. There's this pair of sweatpants I'm waiting to make after I use up all of the yarn from the celestial stuff. I'm excited for the scrap project portion of that. And then I'll do whatever else I have supplies for like any of the work in progresses I haven't been able to finish by then, blah blah blah. Like kind of get back on the track of things so that like I'm not totally abandoning my old whips. I'm just doing progress in a way that gives me joy. However, I don't want to buy any more yarn this year unless it is crucial to a project that I'm already working on. So that means I do need to buy yellow acrylic yarn for my celestial blanket, but there's a lot of other granny squares I can do that don't contain any yellow. So I'll be working on those first. I'll get those out of the way. And the moon throw pillow, I can work on that without any yellow. Like, you know, blah 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 blah. Like, don't buy things until I'm absolutely needing them for the project. Just because I don't want to spend money like that. And if I don't have to right away and I have other things I can like wait for, it makes more sense. And that'll also make sure I don't have a bunch of yarn in my space. I'm getting rid of other yarn first and then buying the yarn that I need and then getting rid of that right away. Also, I wanted to make a filet crochet cover up that's going to be like, you know, like mesh, and then it's going to be a like heart-shaped skeletal rib design on the front and just basic on the back, and that will be made out of cotton. I also wanted to make a wraparound skirt, cream colored cover up out of cotton, but of course I don't have either of those yarns. I do have a bandana like in mind to match that mesh cover up, and I have yarn left over and I'm going to see if I can do that project with that, but like if not, that's okay. So that's kind of my idea. I'm going to do my best to finish what I want, and as much as work in progress as I can kind of throw in there by the end of the year, and try to go without making a bunch of purchases this year. I think that'll be like more realistic and kind of take into account my happiness in this too, and maintaining that spark, maintaining that motivation and that joy to keep creating and actually doing projects that I enjoy. So there's that. Also, when I think about like ideas, it keeps me up at night, which is why I'm here in the middle of the night talking to a phone, because I just kind of want to get it out of my head and not onto paper, because when I put it onto paper it feels too strict, but like kind of send it out into the universe and be like, well, you know, some people watch this video, they'll like not exactly hold me accountable, but have certain expectations and certain things that they may also be looking forward to, and kind of remind myself like I was excited for this and I want to keep being excited for this. So yeah, there's that. I do feel like I will have to take breaks here and there when it comes to crocheting projects and doing other things, just because when I crochet a lot, or when I really do any sort of craft or like art thing that's in one genre for a lot of time, I start losing the spark and the joy in it, and it feels more monotonous, and I don't want to have that happen again, because that has happened a little earlier this year, and it kind of was like, I hate everything, and then I started sketching and I'm like, yeah, everything's great. So yeah, protecting my mental health with my hobbies would be important too. So there's that, and I think that's all I really have to say. I hope you're looking forward to what I make. If not, that's okay, that's fine. But I'm excited for what I create, to see what I create, and just like what I managed to get done this year. It'll be more than what I did last year, so I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. That is all. Bye.